Welcome back to Straight Facts by Dinar Investor.
Good morning, all you amazing people. Did you guys notice in the last video that Mr. Radio made the first post and he came out saying that in his opinion, he feels we are standing on the edge and very close to seeing this happen? Guys, they're telling you that in the news, okay? I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a fiduciary, but the news is suggesting to us that we are very close. They're now talking about the reforms. They're talking about amending the Constitution. All of these steps are post-rate change steps, okay? And reconstruction. Okay, guys, the things we're noticing and sharing with you, not one other guru is sharing any of this information with you. They might share the news to you, but they're not narrating it for you, telling you what's symbolic about it, what it means, suggesting to you that we are very close, okay? A little more time's needed because all of this involves money, and they can't just start moving the money because Iraq has had so much corruption that the money has to be put under a microscope going forward. It has to be allocated and budgeted. So boom, we're waiting on that budget, okay? But when you look at the news, it does show you we're very close. Reforms, reconstruction, improving their economy, okay? And they showed you through what they did to satisfy the demonstrators that their hands are tied and they can't do a damn thing, okay? Now, guys, many of you have reached out and told me that you were led through faith to me to follow me and listen to me, okay? I told you guys that around the beginning of the year, I was asked through faith to come out and reach out to you guys and help you, okay? My point is, guys, I didn't just bring you the Cloud 2.0 application by coincidence. There was some divine intervention there, okay? So just want to share that with you guys. That can help you reposition your post-rate change money to have significant gains after the rate change. Both the Dinar investment and Cloud work very nicely together if you just look at the big picture. Anyway, you guys have an amazing day. God bless you and take care.
The Presidency of Kurdistan reveals the results of a meeting with Barzani delegation of Congress posted by Walter November 4, 2019.
Kurdistaniat.
Kurdistan Region President.
Barzani.
Congress. Iraq. War against Daesh. Erbil and Baghdad. November 4, 2019 6 hours, 53 minutes, and 31 seconds. President of the Kurdistan Region, Nachirvan Barzani, stressed that the region views with interest its relations with the U.S. Congress, reiterating the thanks and appreciation of the Kurdistan region to the United States of America, which supported the Kurdistan region and assisted him and Iraq in particular in the war against terrorism and had a major role in defeating ISIS. During a meeting of the President of the Kurdistan region, Nachirvan Barzani, a delegation of the U.S. Congress headed by Democratic Congressman Adam Smith and 3 other members of Congress, on Monday, discussed the latest developments in Iraq and the ongoing demonstrations, and highlighted the causes and demands of demonstrators, and future expectations of the political process and the security situation in Iraq. In the meeting, which was attended by the vice presidents of the Kurdistan region and the U.S. ambassador in Iraq and the delegations of the two sides, they discussed the progress and relations between Erbil and Baghdad and dialogue between them to solve the problems, the situation of the disputed areas, the dangers of ISIS re-emergence and ways to face them and the role and American assistance in this area. With regard to the components of the Kurdistan region, Barzani stressed the coexistence and acceptance of the other between our religious and national components, and highlighted the reforms in the Ministry of Peshmerga Affairs and thanked the United States and other countries of the international coalition that helped the Kurdistan region in this area, and counted the success of this process among the main functions of the Presidency of the Kurdistan region and the Kurdistan regional government. The exchange of views on the situation in the region in general and the developments in Syria and the situation of refugees and their flow to the Kurdistan region and the importance of security and stability in the region was another focus of the meeting. Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi holds protesters responsible for postponing the Baghdad International Fair and completing the 2020 budget posted by Walter November 3, 2019.
Iraq Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi.
Economy News. Baghdad. Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi held protesters in Baghdad and other provinces responsible for postponing the Baghdad International Fair and delaying the completion of the 2020 budget. We postponed the Baghdad International Fair for a period of time because of the situation, and delayed the completion of the submission of the 2020 budget, Abdul Mahdi said in a press statement issued a month after the October demonstrations, and was seen by the Economy News. He added, many countries are concerned about the situation of the country, as well as the owners of development projects nationally and externally, not to mention the internal interests that have been stalled by the events, which have been subjected to significant losses, which requires a speedy return to normal functioning. He stressed that the threat of oil interests and cut-offs in roads to Iraq's ports cause huge losses exceeding billions, and delays the arrival of goods, and this and other raises the prices paid by all citizens and the poor, especially disrupting the provision of jobs and the growth of the economy and put patients at risk because of the closure of medical clinics and obstruct the movement of ambulances. The World Bank assesses the situation of Iraq and the future of its economy, posted by Walter November 4, 2019 date. November 4, 2019 11:49. The World Bank issued its report on Iraq and its outlook from the previous years. The report showed the following results. 1. In the absence of structural reforms and accelerated reconstruction, Iraq's recovery may be short-lived, and growth is expected to continue its positive path and peak at 5.1% in 2020. However, growth is expected to slow to 2.7% in 2021. 2. Higher spending with lower oil prices will lead to the expected fiscal deficit at 3.3% of GDP in 2020 and will remain in a similar scale in 2021. It is expected that the ongoing fiscal deficit will raise public debt to more of 48% of GDP by 2021. 3. Lower oil prices and increased imports will keep the current account balance in deficit, with GDP expected to average 4% over the period 2020 to 2021. This is expected to be financed in part by the accumulation of previous international reserves. As a result, the CBI's foreign reserves are expected to fall to an estimated $51 billion, or 5.7 months of imports by 2021. The report also illustrates a range of challenges facing Iraq: a fragile political environment, a total reliance on revenues, oil, lack of services, corruption and lack of jobs,